All right, we should be live on at least Twitch, if not also YouTube. We're back tonight for the first time running Cyberpunk Red. It's the beginning of a new story arc, a new game system for me as a GM, although I used to run quite a bit of Cyberpunk 2020. Rules are similar, but not exact, so hopefully my old age brain won't get things confused. We're going to introduce the players, and the players are going to introduce their character, and I'm going to ask just a couple of questions about each of your characters as we go. Some of it will be rules, as far as I'll ask you what your character's class basically gives you as your cool skill and what that cool skill does. Michael, are you prepared for that? Do you know what your cool guy's skill is? All right, so Michael, who are you playing tonight? And what is their particular class skill that they get?
So I'm playing 40, the rocker boy, which is misnomer. It's really rocker girl. And her ability is charismatic impact, which allows me to, with rolling that and a d10, on my rank and a d10, to either make someone my fan or get fans to do favors for me.
Nice. And so the other misnomer part of that is you don't necessarily have to be a musician. It could be a creative of any kind. So what does 40 do? What is her particular art?
So she uses a synthesizer to recreate productions in the theme of Greek opera.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Because in the future, that is cool again in the 2045s. Way cool. All right. So the central theme of this campaign is that basically all of you are dirt poor. You may have done cool things in the past, but something happened that you now find yourselves having to live together in a fairly crappy tenement, which we'll show in a bit. And you're all working. Well, you get some side work from a man named Ollivander, who we'll introduce later as well. So, 40, are you a has-been or are you an up-and-comer?
Let's hope up-and-comer. I've been saddled with debt, and that's why I'm dirt poor.
Of course, synthesizers aren't free, man. There you go. Jameis, who are you playing?
Hey, I'm playing Alina Royclent, and I'm a tick. So I'm a maker. My skill is the maker, so I do all sorts of things with tick. I can enhance tick, I can make new tick. Basically, I bash it with a wrench and then it does better.
There you go. And so why are you poor?
I grew up in a combat zone, never had money to begin with.
Never had the money. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Steven, who are you playing tonight?
Well, I am playing a young man named Urkan, but most people know him by his handle, Pinball. Pinball is a young individual of Turkish descent, and he grew up in some megastructure or other, and he's a solo.
Okay.
And
what's
you
his
got
special
questions,
ability?
Yeah.
What's his special ability?
Well, his special ability is combat awareness. It is, in this edition of the game, a modular ability that I can switch around to fill niche roles as I interpret or need them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And why are you poor?
Well, as stated, he grew up in a Turkish family group in a large megastructure of some sort. Unclear if that's Night City itself or some other place. But tragedy befell his family, and most of his funds were tied up in said family. They were betrayed, so he lost everything as when the family was betrayed in turn. As for Pinball himself, he spends all his time on video games. That's where he's learned his skills because, 2045 video games, they are legit. You got to actually shoot people with them.
There you go. And Kelly, who are you playing tonight?
Hi, good evening. I am playing Marius, our Netrunner.
Spell that for me.
Marius.
All right. And what is his special ability?
Oh, so he can connect to NetSpace and interface with all the computers and wreak havoc and cause your eyes to explode and your brains to ooze out of your ears.
So did you get a chance to read about the state of the net in 2045?
Well, what I want to do and what I can actually do might not always equal up, but I'm working towards it.
All right. So one of the things they've done in Cyberpunk Red, which is a problem in a lot of these futuristic games where you have netrunners and console cowboys. So they fixed it with a genre thing. There is no internet per se. There are network computers over small areas, but there is no like global connection of anything. There's not even city to city connection of anything. Because of some stuff that went down, and it's very dangerous to go to that old net. It's basically been shut down by various governments. So you want to hack in Cyberpunk Red? Well, you got to be pretty much right next to a console, which means you're right there in the middle of everything with everyone else. So there's no taking it easy, jacked in on a couch miles away. Oh no.
I'm ready for the risk. Bring
Yes,
it.
yes. So why are you poor?
Well, so we grew up in like a huge arcology, a mega structure, and then at some point, father, who was working for a big company, told us that we just had to get out and had to get out quickly, and he never explained that. So we've left, we've been exiled, never got a straight answer. He was killed shortly after.
Nice.
So
The
never was able to get back.
non-explanation.
Yeah.
All right, so Marius is kind of a young person then.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is mom and dad still around?
No, dad died. Haven't seen mom in a while either.
Okay.
So she might be dead. Yeah.
Okay. Left to fend for yourself. Okay, so we've got this nice map of Night City 2045 on the screen right now. As it says at the top, right underneath the name of the map, it's done by the Writers Cthulhu. Very nice site that has all kinds of map for not just Cyberpunk. They've got it for Cyberpunk Red and Cyberpunk 2020, which is kind of nice. But they got maps for all kinds of things over there. So check them out to get other beautiful maps like this. So there's a pin in the map you'll see over on the right, New Westboro. This is where your tenement that you guys are living in. Each floor basically it has a whole bunch of very small coffin-like rooms, but you share a central space. It's got your kitchen. There is a mass restroom with showers and stuff that everybody shares as well. It's not great. There's very little security. Some of you might even have secured your own little coffin rooms because of that. But it's the best you can do right now. All of you are trying to eke out a living best you can, using skills that you've developed in the past or are developing now. But the best you're able to manage, and this is the best job that you've had, sadly, in a very long time, is working for a person by the name of Ollivander. He's responsible for running the night markets in your area. These are definitely unofficial, definitely not sanctioned markets that spring up in hidden random locations. The shoppers, the guests, are usually by invite only or by word of mouth. And this is how you get things, because supply chains have been disrupted. It's very hard to get even very common items like your TRID displays go out, your newfangled audio player goes out. It's kind of difficult to replace. So most people have to rely on places like night markets. Ollivander, it was taking the name from a popular book and TV show and movie from the past. Is very, very good with guns. He can fit the perfect gun to just the right person. He's magic like that, you see. And he has hired you guys, and he just, in various ways, he's gotten to know each one of you. He's actually the guy that hooked you up with your apartment where you are now. Is able to secure your rooms and even paid for the first month there. And in return, you're doing some work for him. Let's see, not seeing the map in Twitch. You're seeing it now. Okay, good. So tonight is a night market. got about 4 or 5 hours before you're expected to show up. Now, you guys aren't like thug security or anything like that. Like, he's got some heavies that do security. Your main job is to keep a lookout, diffuse situations before they become a problem, and keep everybody happy, keep everybody shopping. A little bit of theft here and there is okay to let go if trying to stop the theft is going to cause a larger problem. It's left at your discretion. He trusts you all for some reason. Some reason. All right, so you've been doing this for him for a little while. So you have tonight collected your pay for last month. He pays you on, a monthly basis. If you need a little loan now and then, he'll float you some at very reasonable rates. But for last month's service to him, let's see, how much did you get? All of you got 500 EB. So write that on your characters. That's probably the only money any of you have, unless something in your backstory gave you a little bit more, because you're all starting broke.
Our starting funds?
None.
That we were supposed to buy gear with?
Yeah, so if you bought gear with your starting funds, you have the gear.
Okay.
You just don't have the starting funds.
So
all
how
right,
much
that last 100 I had was spent on video games.
Of course, that's your connection. That's your weekly connection rate right there.
Absolutely. With the net being what it is, it ain't cheap.
Yeah.
So how much did he give us?
500.
Okay. Ding. I've just gone up 100.
Yeah, that's it's an easy job where no armed resistance is expected. So last month was actually fairly easy. He kind of Pinball was probably, I'm likely to say Pinball was probably a little bit more aggressive than Ollivander was hoping for. But he kind of gave you the cues, like, okay, just tone it down a little bit of theft you can let go. You don't have to start shooting when someone's stealing a loaf of bread or anything.
That's what the katana for is, sir. It is to dissuade the NPCs from any untoward theft of your property.
Now, remember, bodies need to be disposed of, and crime scenes are hard to sanitize, Pinball. If possible, we want them coming back, and maybe whatever they steal, they can turn for a profit, and maybe they'll have some cash next time. Right? You understand?
I will say the word yes. Dialogue option.
Exactly. Marius, one of the things that you get access to is that he does set up a local network over the night markets that are set up. So you've got access to a few cameras. They're not great. You can kind of pan and zoom with them, but they don't really have anything else to them. Certainly no software for image recognition, anything like that. But of course, anything you can bring to the table is just fine. But limited network just covers the area of the night market itself, nothing else. Okay. Night market starts at midnight. Go figure. It's a night market. You're given an address. It is just north of the neighborhood. It's within walking distance, somewhat comfortably. Probably take you a 30-minute walk to get there. Anything you want to do in preparation? You've got the afternoon. Now, at this point, we'll call it early evening.
Well, the answer is play video games.
Of course.
And try to get some local players to join in for some co-op, because I can't just play someone across the world anymore. That just isn't how it works.
Yep. So
best I can do is like across town.
Yeah. That's exactly it. You've got a few pirate networks set up that people get on and are able to play locally. So there's not much of a challenge, really. So you try a lot of new games because it just doesn't offer
all
you
first-person
much.
shooters, though, because I got to train my skills.
Yeah. Before we go too far here's some what you can do with bits. You can give these guys rerolls. You can heal them. All kinds of fun things there. You can cause good and bad things to happen to them. So there you go. And again, the question, you've got about 4 hours before you need to report in. You have an address. I'm going to say the best most of you know about the area is that it used to be kind of the downtown shopping area for this place before the suitcase, the area denial nuclear warhead went off, destroying a lot of Night City. It's in the reclaim zone, so shouldn't be a problem with rads. So yeah, there you go. And on the map here, I'll ping you. So you guys are there in New Westbrook, and you're heading just up north, about right there.
Yeah.
And again, you guys all live on the same floor. Like the whole floor is yours. There are 5 rooms up here. The rooms kind of all radiate off a central hub. The central hub's what you share. It's basically your lounge area, the television set, whatever you use for media is there. Small kitchen there that you all share. And each of you have just this very small bedroom that comes off the central hub.
Yeah, I'm in the center of the room all the time.
Mm-hmm. Now, in the basement of this building, there is like cage lockers. If there was anything larger you wanted to keep, but again, security isn't great here, so I don't know that anybody wants to keep anything large there. But you could.
This is where we put our communal items when we're done with them.
Yeah, you all have known each other for at least over a month now, and you probably have various levels of trust with one another. But I think at this point, you know each other well enough that, other than maybe some food going missing from a refrigerator, if you don't label it, you're okay with each other.
Sebastian gets hungry.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a pet rat named Sebastian.
Sebastian is a worthwhile sacrifice totem for food. Sacrifice food to Sebastian.
What I've sort of been working on will say that trying to get some sort of like scanner to go that I can attach on Sebastian's collar. Sebastian has his own harness, and I'm trying to put a little scanner on him that I can then, as he scurries around the place, I can detect anything interesting tech-wise.
Okay. What does Sebastian?
Trying to work on that. Yeah.
What does Sebastian look like?
There's a rat.
He's a rat. Looks like a rat. Okay. So you're on the 3rd floor of a 5-floor building. There are actually more floors, but anything higher up than the 5th floor is sketchy as far as safety goes. You do know that there are some people slumming it up there, but they're certainly not paying, and they're certainly not safe. The building itself, the only network that there is at all is a single camera that faces street side. That any of the residents has access to, but other than that, there's no net in this building. You can set one up for yourselves, but there's not really one available otherwise.
I'll probably be certainly to Elvander and the others. I'd be known to pretty much help out trying to get any sort of old bit of tech up and running. So if they want to stay on my good side in the building, they will be leaving Sebastian alone.
How do we tell Sebastian from any of the other rats aside from the harness?
Yes, it is a harness.
But is it like a bright pink harness or?
It's a Hello Kitty harness, of course.
Perfect. There's nothing particularly for pinball. Anybody else doing anything?
So 40 is holed up in her room, mixing some new tracks he's going to download on our agent, just to play and get some fans this evening.
Oof, you're breaking up pretty bad. If you are also connected to Twitch or anything else, you might want to close that down. But I heard you were downloading something to your agent?
Yeah, she's making some new music tracks.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. So you're practicing. Yeah, your keyboards are probably fairly portable because you don't have a huge amount of room inside your little coffin of a room. And of course, you've got plugs to listen yourself to what's going on. Yeah, so you're doing that. We know what Elena's doing. You've got your Sebastian, is that the name of your rat? Doing the rounds. Pinball is playing video games. How about Marius?
So I'm sitting, on my couch, kind of close to close to pinball, watching his gaming, but also I'm taking apart my pistol and cleaning it and oiling it up. Because it's the only, if I can't get into the net to defeat someone, then it's the only defense I have. Because I'm small, I can't, fight back. I don't really have those skills, so I tend to shoot them as a last resort. So it's got to be clean and it's got to be working at pristine order. So I'm just sitting there. You can smell the gun oil in the room now.
All right, sounds good. So you two are in the commons. Good enough.
Which is very distressing sometimes because the video game that Pinball uses is a VR game, essentially, put onto his goggles. And to play it properly, he has to use his actual rifle. And he has dummy clips, so dummy magazines that he uses for loading and such. But otherwise, you all go and make sure that the live rounds are in his room when he plays his games. Otherwise, there was only the one accident, but a few house rules were established after that.
I think you guys have done this often enough that it's perfectly timed. So like Marius already starts ducking as you roll around with your rifle. Yeah. It's like almost choreographed at this point.
We're waiting for the malfunction where you turn out you've actually loaded your dummy rounds into when we go into action.
Yep. You guys get a message on your agent from Ollivander asking if you could show up just a little bit earlier tonight. He is of the opinion that the location might have gotten leaked to some folks that shouldn't know about it. And he was wondering if you guys could just take a little walk-see around the location before you come in, just to make sure that people aren't observing the location, spotting people going in, doing any kind of reporting on it, that sort of thing. Because night market should be secret. It should be definitely undercover.
This is where we find out how great our awareness skills are.
It's like, oh man, I get an alert on my game. I lift up my goggles. Gotta prepare for work. Pay for the 1-ups. Start prepping my gear, making sure I got the real rounds loaded into the rifle, all that jazz.
Because there was also the one time when you forgot to do that, and it was very hilarious.
Oh, yes, it was very hilarious after I had to duck some rifle rounds.
Yes. Wondering why your perfect shots didn't drop anybody.
They were right on target.
They were. They absolutely were. All right. So say 3 hours out is when you get the message over your communication devices. It's night outside. You guys aren't in a combat zone. I mean, technically this is a reconstruction zone, so actual nice apartments are starting to go up, but a lot of people still use this as whatever building they can find to get out of the elements and such. So it's not a great neighborhood, but it's not a combat zone.
It's still where they shove all the homeless?
A lot of the homeless tend to migrate here because it is somewhat safer, as the people building the new installments and the new buildings do tend to keep security around. So if you get in a pinch, you could always run towards the newer buildings and the security might help you. It's better than the combat zones.
You'd be shot with nicer bullets anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, you only get shot, not shot with tetanus.
Yeah, there's that. So again, it's about a 30-minute walk, or if you want to try and find another way out there, there's no public transport. But I mean, there are cabs. Nobody's a nomad, right? So nobody has a ride.
No.
I don't think Richard is.
I consider that.
Brief talk to the group. It's like, we know anybody that has a car yet?
Yep, we know an NPC with a car.
Yep.
Ollivander? Other than him?
Racer, I think it is.
See, Richard is playing Laszlo. So we have one more player that's not able to join us tonight, and he's a med tech. So
he's a med tech, yes.
No vehicle either.
I did. I think we agreed that Pinball and Laszlo go back away. They're both Turkish, for example. So I think we were part of the same extended family. But leave Richard to confirm that when he actually arrives next time.
Well, luckily you aren't so close that you're sharing the disease that Laszlo currently has. It's laying him out for the night, so he's already tapped out, which is unfortunate. Because it means he won't be making any creds for tonight's
Yes, I
work.
make him the traditional chicken noodle soup equivalent, which is a kibble pack of chicken noodle soup flavor that does not taste like chicken noodle
Oh,
soup.
actually, you know, that's one thing that I like that they did with 2045 is that actually people's standard of food is better than they were the 2020 version. Because there's even less support from local governments or governments at all, people have started actually growing their own food, using rooftops of tenements to actually make gardens and such. So I imagine there actually is someone keeping chickens around. So
No,
yeah,
no, not this close to the radiation? Nah.
well, I mean that's how you get the four-legged chicken.
You're right. More drumsticks.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean you do have to fight them in Mortal Kombat to actually kill them, but you know, it's chicken.
Also, what the katana is for.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry. I played Legend of Zelda 2077. I can fight a chicken.
You bash them with clay pots, right? How you do it.
That's the opening stunning technique, and then you have to go in with your sword, and you have to shout "Shah! Yit!"
Perfect.
all the time.
So, are you going to risk a stroll after the sun's gone down, or are you going to try and figure out some transportation?
We got to get a mosey on. Besides, the walk-in might tell us something while we're looking.
Yeah, fair.
I'm following.
Yeah.
Mechanically, I will note. Earlier, it was asked what my special ability was, and that is Combat Sense. One of the modular abilities of Combat Sense is I can add it to my perception skill. So right now I'm dumping it all into perception.
Nice. Okay.
So I have an additional +4 to perception.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and as you guys take off, I'm assuming anything on your character sheet your character has on you at this moment as you're bringing it to
Yeah.
work with you.
Yeah, stuff everything into the bag. I might leave behind my inflatable bed and sleep bag, but that's about it.
Yeah, you guys travel light. You don't really have enough money for much. And again, for 40, we'll assume that her keyboard is something that's entirely portable that you can pack up and carry with you. All right.
Yeah, I'll just bring the agent today with the pocket amplifier.
There you go.
I leave behind my. Did I cut out in the middle of that?
Yeah.
I was saying I was going to leave behind my virtuality goggles and computer because that's my game system.
Okay, fair enough.
So if you want, I can upgrade your guitar to have wheels on that so we can ride it there.
Yeah. I don't think any of us have a drive skill, so that would be
Bass.
incredible.
But hopefully some of you have the perception skills. So let's go ahead and make the first rolls of the game, folks. Go ahead and do the perception skill for me. There are some street lights. That was one of the first things
Yes.
that was repaired in your neighborhood is like, so every block or so is a light. So you've got these pools of safety with big periods of nothing but blackness in between.
Well,
I'm
where
too
you
busy
failed,
making
I
sure
have
Sebastian-
succeeded.
Yeah, I'm too busy making sure Sebastian is staying with us.
Yep. Call this an everyday difficulty. So I was looking for a DV of 13 or better.
Nope.
So looks like a few of you passed.
Holy crap, pinball.
Yeah. Pinball is very observant of everything.
I gotta look out for those enemy snipers.
Yeah. Okay. Good enough. So with a 14, Marius, you notice, there are some gangers about. You know them. Actually, does anybody have any skill with gang identification?
Can't be streetwise.
Mm-hmm.
Then yes.
Would local expert work?
Local expert would work too, but just the two people that succeeded that got better than a 13. If you
Oh,
guys want
I
to roll
am
that.
one of them. So let's see. Education. Night City. I got a 14 for local expert.
Okay. How about Marius?
I got a 16 for local expert.
All right. Both of you recognize them. They're from a gang that's called Piranhas. Typical party gang. They drink, they take drugs, they mug people for the heck of it. Just part of their lifestyle. They don't really have a larger agenda than that. And a party that's obviously in some of your cases packing, you don't look weak enough that they're going to try it. But as you're giving them the hairy eyeball pinball, as you're passing by, one of them raises up like a toast with his bottle as he drinks it down, keeping his eyes on you, passing it back and forth between the other 4 gang members.
Well, pinball does not own a weapon you can conceal. Those
Most
are
people
called
don't even
sissy
bother.
weapons.
Yeah.
So he just gives the up nod as he walks on by,
Yeah.
unconcerned.
All right. And with the perception score you did make, Marius, after a block or so, everything looks normal to you. Pinball, they're following, but from a distance. Like they're staying fairly far back, but you catch, you see a shadow here and there. You catch color of their headband here and there. Like you're being followed, but they're staying at a very long distance.
Stay frosty, my chooms. We got a tail. They're trying to catch us sleeping. But pinball's got your back. I'll bounce all around just like my namesake.
Okay. Another block goes by, and you seem to be at the coordinates you were given. It is a shopping mall, or at least it used to be. It's one of these fairs, 2-story. It looks pretty shoddy on the outside. There is electricity. You can see that there are lights going on inside, but it hasn't undergone any recent renovation at all. So the outside is still pretty scarred, still pretty bad looking. Something going on. People are milling around front entrances. Not a lot yet. You see every once in a while somebody kind of just gently tugs on the door and just kind of shakes his head when he's not able to open it. They're looking down at their watches, just kind of waiting. It's still like, it's an hour before night market's supposed to open.
Do these look like the usual customer types, or the ones who are told to, scram them? Tell them to scram.
Yeah, they look like the normal customers to you. I mean, everybody goes around armed. I mean, as you're kind of saying there, to hide your weapon usually means that you've got bodyguards or something. You want your weapon on full display to let people know that you are armed. So that's a thing. But these look like the normal clientele, people that live in the area. It looks like maybe you see a few motorbikes around. Some of them might have driven up.
Who wants point? I'm not much of the talker sort.
Oh, given that this is Ollivander set this up, is there a usual way we get into his stuff?
His staff knows you on site. So once you run into any of the staff, they should just let you in. That's how it normally works.
Part of the night market mystique is that you're given a place and a time, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the know.
Yep.
And those hours are pretty firm.
Yeah,
this is a whole hour ahead, right?
It's not uncommon for people to show up early because the best stuff sells fast. Mm-hmm. So people do tend to queue before time.
But it's not unusual for an hour early?
Not unusual.
Okay.
It's just every night market Black Friday.
Yeah.
Which explains the extra security.
They might actually have toilet paper today.
Yeah, there are limits, okay? Don't set high standards.
I'm going to reset my internet connection real quick because I keep cutting out at inopportune moments.
Sure.
Not usually when I'm speaking, but it's
You
only a
can
matter of
just
time.
click that link again in our Discord. You'll come right back in, and I'll add you when I see you.
So those watching, just click that link in the Discord and you'll join too.
That's right.
Hey,
But I
it's
won't
that
add
easy.
you.
It's that easy to get into a game, folks. You just join the Discord, ask to be in the game.
Yeah, that's how it's done generally. So Pinball goes silent and stares off into the middle distance as he has a non-flashback.
I want to do as much as. I'm only thinking because I'm small. I am on the smaller side, so that's why I'm sort of thinking that aspect of it. Do a walk around the shopping mall and sort of check out where all the extra entrances and stuff would be that people might sneak in or out.
Okay, is anyone backing Alina up?
Let's see. I would send pinball. That way.
Yeah, the thing. Pinball would be the obvious one to do this because they've got the spotting skill, but they're having a Vietnam flashback at the moment.
Is there cameras set up around here?
You know that there are cameras inside, and there's usually 1 or 2 cameras over however many entrances the place might have. You got to get I think you say 6 meters. You've got to get within 6 meters of a node for you to be able to get in.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could cover from a camera. Is there turrets too? Like, is there defense turrets set up?
No, generally
just
there's
cameras?
not. Generally there's not. They rely on basically the fact that they can get up and move quickly, and that they don't drop the location until the night of, and then it's usually 6 hours before, and that's it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess watching is not going to help. If Alina gets shot, I could watch her die. That's not useful. Okay, so I polished my gun. I cleaned it up. I might as well, try and put it to use if I need to. So I'll stay a little bit behind Alina and try and be nonchalant.
So
I'm there.
Alina and Marius are going to break off and do a little walk around. Pinball stops staring into the middle distance and he's come back online.
Nom 64. There was Charlie in the concrete jungle.
So 40 in Pinball. I'm going to say that you two are left at the front as Lena and Marius they're going to just do a walk around. It's not a huge shopping mall. Like I said, it was only a 2-story affair. It was like a small downtown local one. Most of the parking spaces are up front. The back is probably all the rear and delivery stuff, and not a very large area back there. Now, the street around it is not lit up, because they're not wanting to advertise, but you can see lights on inside.
So it seems like a good place to hide if there are, say, a horde of zombies attacking.
Mm-hmm. Zombies in shopping malls? Pfft.
But it's not Tuesday.
Like
so
that's a thing. Like that's a thing. Come on. Okay, so Pinball and 40. What are you two doing?
Let's go ahead and check. Start getting paid for our hours.
Okay.
So yeah, I follow 40's lead.
Okay. So Alina Marius, you go around the side. There are people showing up in like small hatchbacks, just jalopies, a lot of motorcycles. People are pulling in. You see they're checking their devices to make sure that a lot of people looking probably to make sure the GPS locations are correct. Again, these all look pretty much like the normal people that come shopping around, all armed, but none of them are like flying gang colors. None of them look, you've even seen a few here and there. But as you're around the corner, Alina, one of the Marius, you saw them. So you saw the piranhas earlier. So one of their numbers kind of comes out of a side alley, kind of looks right at Alina and Marius, says, "Psst, hey, yeah, you two."
So I've got the safety off the gun and the clip off the holster. My hand's down there.
The guy calling you from the alley has got his hands out so that you see he's not armed. He's like, "Look, I just want a little chat."
I'll let Alina lead it, but
all right. Yeah. As I get close, Sebastian will run down and give him a sniff and then come back.
Okay. Oh well, actually, if you send Sebastian down to look, the rest of his gang is in the alley. So there are 5 more guys back there, kind of at the end of the alley. but not right next to him. It's like, come on, just got a question.
All right. I'll go closer. Can our agents ping each other?
Yes.
Okay. So I assume Maris is taking care of that while I talk to him. Yeah, I'll get closer.
Hey, what's going on in there?
What's going on with?
Oh, come on. You got people driving in, kind of swarming the doors there. I can see the lights. What's going on in there?
Nothing's going on in there.
Oh, come on. I see you and your gang around all the time coming out of that apartment down on 9th. I know you got something going on.
I'll tell where we are. No, okay. We're just trying to get by. You know how it is.
Hey, look, me and my boys are running a little low on the fuel, right? You know, if that's what I think is just going in there, how do I get in? How do I get an invite? I gotta buy some alcohol, man. We're getting low. Party drugs are out, and you know, I don't know how you do it if you're not taking the newest injectables or anything, but this world kind of sucks, man. And if I gotta go sober, ain't nobody having a good time. So why don't you help a guy out?
Does Ollivander have a policy on random people? I assume not.
If they've got money and they don't cause trouble.
Let's see the EVs. Let's see the bucks.
He kind of looks around, seeing if you've got backup. He's like, yeah, I got the cash. They trade in there. We got some stuff for trade. I mean, we just rolled some folks. I got some gold. He kind of pulls out like this little like wallet like thing, and there's like jewelry in there. There's like wedding rings, and you know, you do see some cred, you know. But he's like, look, man, I got stuff to trade. Come on.
That sounds fine to me, but I don't know how much Ollivander really sort of wants us to.
Money is money. In
Yeah,
whatever form.
So I'll ping you the details, but if anything happens, we're gonna come down on you like a ton of bricks.
Well, you and your friends, yeah, that one shifty guy you got, I can imagine he's a little trigger happy. But look, yeah, we're just trying to keep the high going, keep the party going. That's all.
Hey, you got money to spend? Money talks. That's what we care.
All right. He looks around. Yeah. Raises his hands up in the air. We're good to go, guys. You hear some half-hearted woohoo, some vomiting going on. Meanwhile, Pinball and 40. Some of the people that are at the front of the building that are, you know, looking down at their watches. You got like half an hour. You know, well, no, something like you got like 45 minutes or so left, and some of them are getting reckless. You know, they're checking the door now and then. One of them kicks the door. Like he's pissed and he's looking at his watch. So they're starting to get a little surly.
Well, 40, talking's your thing.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. I've been working on my people skills.
I said thank you.
They don't have conversation prompts. I'm not sure what to say to them.
Just general. Hang in there. 40 minutes. Hang in there.
Man, we've driven up that damn interstate to get here. You know how many freaking gangs took pot shots at my vehicle? I gotta patch those holes up. This better be worth it. Ollivander says there's some new gear coming in tonight.
I'm sure it will be.
The guy that kicked the door, maybe a perception check, 40. Actually, do you have any social skills?
I am social skills.
What do you got to see if somebody's acting a little shifty or squirrely?
Human perception.
Give me that roll.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. The guy that kicked the door. I am going to show you an image here. Give me just 1 second. You know, 3 monitors. You think it would be enough, but it's never enough. It's just never enough.
Have you tried 4 monitors?
All right, so this is what the guy looks like. He's got a business suit on. He's got a really tacky tie. You know, very. He's got the neon hair job going on that kind of pulses with color. He looks a little strung out, a little thin. He's sweating under the collar. He looks nervous. He doesn't look anxious. He doesn't look like he is pissed. He looks nervous. You also notice that he's got like not a briefcase, but he's clutching on to like a small valise sort of thing. And I'm going to also say that you catch just a little glint. He's got a chain on his wrist going onto this valise that he's kind of got clutched up in his hand.
I'm assuming he's not part of the group that talked about getting pot shots taken at him.
No, he's standing there with everyone else. He was the one that kicked the door, but no, he doesn't seem to be part of them. Yes, exactly. It's a mood ring haircut. So you're observing him, right? And he notices that you're giving him the eyeball, and he kind of ducks down. He's just kind of like almost like he's wanting you to not get a good look at his face. Is kind of the sense you get with that roll. He's like, sorry.
I'll have my hair flash a little bit as well. And engage him. Doing all right? Not struggling out for anything, right?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm just really anxious. I got to buy my meds here. The pharmaceuticals, man, takes some months to get the stuff in. And again, he's trying really hard not to meet your eyes. He's got a fairly like nondescript face, but he's doing like everything he can to kind of just move his head around so you can't get like a really good look at him.
Just gonna engage him in niceties. Ask him if he came from Beaverville.
Okay, I got you. With that role, like, I mean, you engage him and find, he kind of gives up trying to shift around. So he kind of meets your eyes. He's sweating. That's a really good role. So I'm also going to say, you notice, like I was saying, that he's sweating and like his collar, he's got this really like tacky tie on. He moves just a little bit and kind of winces. And you notice there's a little bit of blood showing through his off pink, off white shirt. Just a little dab of blood showing through, and it's fresh. Hey, no. I just need to get my refills and all. I even got a doctor's note for it. It just takes forever to get this stuff in. Ollivander's always got the right stuff. Is he here? I kind of like to talk to him.
He comes and goes as he pleases.
Hey, so you know him? You work here?
Yeah. So, listen, you give me the names of the stuff you need, just go around to the side door. I'll see if
so
yeah.
Sounds like you're kind of taking him to the side, right?
Hmm?
You're kind of taking him to the side a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot when I whisper, you're not going to be able to hear me.
When you do that, he's like, hey, so you work for Ollivander, right? He goes out like he's going to shake your hand. Do you reciprocate? So like he's putting his hand out like he wants to shake your hand.
Yeah, I'll reciprocate.
Okay, and as you put your hand out, he kind of switches kind of quickly, and he slaps the case in your hand. He kind of unclicks something. He's like, hey, hang on to that for me, would you? Yeah, be a pal, man. I'm just gonna go down this alley here and relieve myself. Yeah, thanks. See, yeah, I'll be back in a second.
Want me to go after him?
I think he's the patsy. I'd rather you check the ordinance.
check the ordnance. I check my clip real quick.
The bag
Okay.
isn't that heavy. If you just kind of shake it a little, nothing's rattling around inside at all. It's really light, actually.
You could try opening it.
So I was going to get you to do it.
Me do it?
You've got metal plates in you.
I got metal plates in me. Who told you I had metal plates in me?
And there's one of your characters.
Oh, well, so, yeah, one of my characters in a game, which is awesome, so let me do this. I make 40 hold the case while I open it up.
Okay. It does have kind of a rudimentary lock on it, and we're not even talking like digital lock. It's got like a small key lock like you would find on a luggage. It wouldn't stand up to any kind of force at all, but it would destroy the lock.
Would it destroy the latching mechanism as well?
Depends on how precise you are. And again, it's remarkably light. Like you don't even feel like anything firm or hard in it at all. Like it just kind of, it doesn't actually even feel like there's anything in it.
Like it might break open a vial or something. No, you don't know.
It's locked. What can I do? You need a key. Everybody knows that. They're disposable, the keys. As soon as you use the key, it breaks and you can't have to find a new key.
So you're kind of like, you got it in your hand. Nothing shakes, nothing rattles. It doesn't feel like there's anything loose in it at all.
I mean, I spend my life in video games. 40, you're the person that talks to people. Don't you find that suspicious when a person snaps a handcuff onto your hand? I'm just trying to keep the laughter in.
I'm not cuffed to it, am I?
Nope. But there is kind of a bracelet kind of hanging off of it. It's not handcuffs, but it is kind of like what would you call it? Like a safety thing so that you wouldn't drop something, So like it's got like a little clasp, but not a lock.
Well, let's not open it here. Let's go return the gentleman his briefcase. I can watch these guys at the door. Or do you need me to hold your hand for that?
I roll, following in that direction the other guy went.
Okay. So he's down the alley. You see that he's running actually. He's not looking back. He's just running towards the end of the alley. And you guys see him kind of almost barrel into a group of figures at the very end. Like I said, the back of this isn't really lighted up. So do you have any kind of cybernetics or anything that allows you to see in the dark?
No.
Okay. He runs into a bunch of guys. You hear some talking, and then they just start beating him down. You can't really make out much, but I mean, you see arms flailing. You see a few of them kicking him as he falls to the ground.
Advancing towards the building, and then you firing a shot down the alley with my hand cannon.
Nice. Okay. Meanwhile, Alina and Marius, you've come back after talking to the gangers who just looking to keep the party rolling. I mean, come on. That's what life's all about. You've come back. Pinball is kind of looking down an alleyway. You're not sure what's going on, but then you guys, all of you hear shots being fired.
I activate my Scandinavian Sandevesten. Excuse me. Let's see. Am I saying that right? Sandevesten?
Sandevesten, yeah, your wired reflexes, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 40, you discharge. You trying to hit anyone, or are you just trying to...
Just trying to get their attention.
Well, it gets their attention. They scatter. You get to the end of the alley. The guy is rolled up on the floor. He's clutching his stomach. He's spitting up a little bit of blood. They roughed him up. Side door opens, and Ollivander's head pops out. So let me give you a pic of Ollivander now. course, I don't have anything in the right place.
He's a wizard, Harry.
He is a wizard of putting the right gun in the right hands. That's what he does.
Let's do another round. You're a hairy wizard.
All right, so this is Ollivander.
Did not see that coming.
His head pops out. This is the regalia he wears as when he's the ringleader of the night markets. Right, it's complete act. This is like his stage makeup. And imagine that mohawk is just scintillating in different colors. And he peers over the top of the sunshades. He's got this garish eye makeup on as well. He looks over and says, "Now, honey, I told you shooting guns tends to dissuade people from paying the credits. Why don't you get that man? Is he alive? Because if he ain't alive, get rid of him." Then from the ground, he's like, I'm good. I'm good.
Planning a foot on him.
Oh, I'm not so good now. Oh, that's my spleen. I've only got one left. He's like, well, bring him in here, child. Get him out of the alley. And if anyone sees, we're almost time to open. Has he got money?
Come on, you spineless zombie.
Pat him down first. Make sure he's not got any weapons on him. Make sure he's got a wallet.
Orders, but also pointing out that he tried to leave this with me. Most likely the best of people that were beating the snot out of him 2 seconds ago.
Okay. Do you pat him down?
Yeah.
No ID, no personal assistant device, but what he does have, you pull out a trauma team card. He's a platinum carrying trauma team. This guy's got health insurance out the waz on this card.
That's good. He's gonna need it in a little bit.
He's like, I'm gonna need that back. Oh, is that a tooth? I think that was a tooth. Oh,
is that like Doc Reckon where they're actually monitoring the person and they let us know he's actually in damage now?
Usually you snap the card, you break the card, and then generally very quickly, flaming death comes out of the heavens, killing everyone around so they can take the person to the hospital. That's generally what happens. At least with this platinum card. He's like, "Come on, let me just wash up. Can I have my card back, please?"
He can have his case back, I think.
Would you mind hanging on to that?
A little bit. What's up with the case? By the collar marching.
Look, I just don't want it on me. I got some people after me, and I'd rather that not be on me if they find me again. Oh, that's a tooth. That's a tooth.
It's all right. You got 30 more of them probably.
They can grow you another.
Yeah. So Alina and Marius, you guys have come down the end of the alley at this point too.
Is this card key to him specifically, or?
Yeah. His biometrics, like that's who they're going to pick up if that card is snapped.
Oh well. All right.
Okay. You stick an arm under him, help him up, pull him in. Ollivander's like, get him in the bathroom, let him clean up a little bit. I mean, people pay for the sight of blood sometimes, but it's a little early yet. Let's not. Yeah, no main course yet, boys.
Yes,
sir. It brings you in. 40, you still have the little case.
Unfortunately.
All right, I'm going to change scenes now, guys. This is the location of the market. It is a dilapidated inside of a 2-story mall. And there are people setting up with these little foldable tables with all kinds of goods. They just like in just various corners on both floors, people are just setting up their little booths. Everything's made so that at a moment's notice, you can just kind of shove everything into a bag or a case and just get out.
Oh
Not
man,
easy.
that's Nom 68.
So you guys are coming in towards from the back area. So from back here, you're coming in. Bathrooms over here. Ollivander's got a couple of bathrooms working for the guests, and he directs some of the other guys that help out to go and open up the doors, and a steady stream of people start coming in and start doing some shopping.
I would have let Pinball know about the gangers. They've sort of been approved to come in if they behave themselves, just so you can keep an eye out for them.
Well, if they've got the credits, then let them
Yeah.
in.
No, I said Pinball, not Ollivander.
Okay.
But yeah, exactly. I'm not bothering with Ollivander because they said they've got money, they'll be fine. But just keep an eye out for them, just in case they try and do something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I go, out in his direction. I go fetch them and provide overwatch on them specifically.
Okay, yeah. It's just the leader that comes in, and you can tell that he's recently taken something. His eyes are very wide, pupils are very small, and he starts looking around for the pharmaceuticals, which there are plenty of people setting up.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. So like everything, I mean,
Yeah.
of course there's guns and ammo and other weapons, but there's also like plant seeds, there's loaves of bread, there's toilet paper, there are garden tools, there's a little ninja bullet.
Are we known as Ollivander's crew?
You've done this enough that some people would recognize you, but you're not like famously known for it.
No. It's just that my main thing, apart from sort of roving around, would be just sort of if there's any sort of questions about is this piece of tech actually working or not, they'll probably call me over to say, can you give this a look over, just make sure it's the right trade in that.
There are several places that have set up that are not only selling some just simple tech, but also offering to do repairs on simple tech, and those are lining up quick. People are coming in looking for some repairs to be done. That's these guys that are doing it too.
It's more that if they're trying to trade it in, and there's some sort of question about is this actually working or stuff. So, I swear it's working. Give you over to have a look. Really, you saying it's working?
Well, it'd be working if it had a battery, which I don't sell. So,
So that's where my focus will be.
Yep. So people start coming in slowly. Actually, when the invites are set out, people are actually staggered. Some people are told an earlier time. Some people are told a later time because you don't want to bring too many people all at once, right? And so some people are like have these small shopping carts that are even moving around and just loading up on stuff. And again, you can find everything in here. A little ruckus starts off to your left between there's it looks like two families are facing off with the moms like trying to pull this box of baby diapers out of each other's hands. They seem to be fighting over it. The salesman like, look, it's a case of 42. We can just split it and you guys can have it. No, I found it first. Just trying to get it away from the other woman. The family
Pinball wonders if the judgment of Solomon is needed.
Kill them both and keep it later.
Exactly.
Divide their children so they only need half as much. Here, you only need the left cheek. So it's starting to cause a ruckus as they're really just like trying to tear this out of each other. You see that the rest of the families on each side are trying to decide if they're going to jump in to help or not. And then the woman lets go of her end. The other woman takes a spill back and she pulls out a knife. It's got like a 6-inch blade on it. She's like, "I will cut you."
Oh, that sounds like a job for Pinball.
Well, Pinball will cut them. Okay.
That sounds like a drug challenge.
The woman on the floor is desperately trying to get to a small purse. You see she's got like an old handgun that she's trying to get out as the other woman is coming closer with this knife.
This is for the face and the freaking missionary to deal with. It's not for me. I get nothing to do with it.
You guys are the closest. Let's say Pinball and Marius are the closest to what's going on.
Okay.
Alina is kind of walking around checking out the tech stuff. The guys that are doing the repairs kind of give you the nod. You probably helped them out before.
So, Marius, I'll give you a chance to do the diplomatic solution.
I'm not the most diplomatic here. You know what? Yeah,
You
go
can
ahead.
give them the warning of they're about to be sandbagged, if nothing else.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. It's like I'll take the clasp off my pistol, take it out, right, and I'll be like, well, we have two options out of this situation. You all can just calm down and say you're sorry and go back to life, or we shoot you all in the head.
Okay, give me. You got any kind of skills in persuasion, talky talk?
Everybody has conversation at minimum.
Where would I find under performance?
That's under social.
Social. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still.
Yeah, it's not.
Your conversation is what you're looking for.
Okay, so I got conversation. I could do. I'm trying to persuade them, or
Yeah.
I could do conversation.
Either
I
one.
don't know if this is bribery. I'm bribing. them,
Not really.
No.
No.
Yeah,
their
they get to
life,
have
right?
their life.
right? Yeah. Okay, so
Life is cheap. Those diapers cost.
I don't know if intimidation is in this system or not, but
I think they always put it under persuasion.
Yeah.
So persuasion benefits me the best, so I'd roll that if given the option.
Cool.
Sure. So the difficulty for this task is difficult at the moment, as this is a heated situation. The woman with the knife out really apparently is just sick of wiping baby ass and wants those diapers. So it's a 15.
Oh my! Oh my! Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay. Okay. So as you, so what do you say?
Oh, I just basically say you can either shut up and drop this, or we're opening fire.
Jeez. People around start backing off a little bit. The husband, you're guessing, the one with the knife, you didn't see it until you got closer. He's got a hand grenade in his hand.
What? Who brings a hand grenade to a gunfight?
The smart people.
this guy.
You don't have.
He's looking a
don't
little
have
manic.
grenades?
It's like, Brenda wants the diapers. I'm not wiping another baby ass again.
He said it. I shoot him in the head.
Do you?
Well, it hinges on a very important point.
Remember,
As he pulls
Ollivander has hired you to not kill people because it's hard to get rid of bodies. But do what you
has
gotta
he
do.
pulled
Do
the?
what you're gonna do.
Has he pulled the pin on the grenade?
He has not pulled
So,
the pin yet.
it's
He's
not
just got
on
it
a dead
clutched
man's
in his
switch.
hand.
Then you won't wipe it ever again, and I shoot his hand off. Try to.
Ooh, okay, so that's a called shot.
Let's see if that happens.
Yeah, so called shot, meaning you're ready to fire is one anytime you're doing the call.
Hopefully, one of our lovely listeners in Twitch will supply us with bits if I need a reroll.
What are you shooting with? What kind of gun is this?
It's going to be the Militech Ronin assault rifle.
It's an assault. Oh my gosh. All right. So it's a
you
minus
just had the
8.
one session planned, right?
It's a minus 8 to the check. Okay, so let's start with that. Wow. I'll let you take the shot without going into initiative because this is certainly surprising.
Hey, he's the one who doesn't want to wipe. Let's see.
It's definitely within 6 meters, but that so your base is 17. Then it's got a minus 8 to the check.
So I can. Usually, it happens at the beginning of combat.
Mhm.
I can switch around my skills. I will switch it around for fumble protection. Well, let me ask. What's the difficulty?
Well, the difficulty is normally, and so you said assault rifle, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's within 6 meters, so the normal difficulty is a 17, but it's got a minus 8 to the check.
And mechanically, what will happen when I miss?
Well, if you miss, you could possibly hit a bystander or hit the man, but not in his hand.
Let's hope I hit him not in his hand.
Is it too late to die for cover?
It's never too late to die for cover.
Why do I feel that we're just all going to get blown up?
All right, we'll take the shot.
Okay, we're just going to do the math after the fact.
Nope.
All right.
So you would normally have gotten a 16, but it's a -8.
-8.
And you needed a 17 to
+1.
actually hit.
Mm-hmm. So I would have gotten a 9 because +1 accuracy through my combat awareness.
Okay, so it's missing.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Let me do this way then. Say high or low and roll a d100.
All right. Let's go high. Innocent bystander. Yeah.
You shoot his wife in the head.
His wife?
You shoot his wife in the head.
Perfect.
Go ahead. And
Then
do your
my
damage as a
threats. Well, the damage was 21 there.
Okay, times 2 to the
42. Bam.
head. Okay. So
My threat carries through. You won't wipe ever
blow
again.
his wife's head off. As everybody just, it's like, I think if there was low conversation, haggling going on in the background, and you just hear this, psh, as one bullet fires.
Bam.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And her head explodes like a melon. Her body stands for a second with the knife out and then slumps down. Immediate reaction is the woman grabs the diapers, throws some credit on the table, and runs away. The other woman. The man with the grenade is looking in horror at his wife. And yeah, you're not sure what he's going to do yet. We'll probably need to go into initiative, but just looking down at horror.
I'll shoot him in the head too.
Everyone around is just stopping and staring. So this is when everyone needs to go ahead and roll their initiative. So if you would please, before
Marius said, "We'll
Okay,
shoot you in the head."
hold on, before you roll your initiative, let me get your icons there and have everybody click your icons so it will all show up in my tracker. Okay, so there. All of your icons should be there. Tell me if you can't click on or move your own icons.
No, I'm good.
Good.
Okay, so go ahead, click your icons, and then go ahead and roll the initiative.
I don't know if Roll20 will do that sort of thing well, but we can try.
I don't see my icon, or am I just blind?
Did I have one for you? I might not have had one for you.
Did you
here,
load
let me
one?
drop. Yeah, here, hold on. I can just drag it out. Just give me a second.
So mine will actually be in 11.
All right, don't click that token yet. Let me assign it.
Okay. Forgive me, I'm not really familiar much with Roll20.
Okay, so do you see your icon there?
I do.
Okay, see if you can move it. Just click on it and see if you can move it around.
Yeah,
Okay,
moving
perfect.
works.
All right, so now go ahead and click the initiative button on your character sheet.
With my icon selected, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did I do it right?
Find out in a moment.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here. Why can't I move my own icon though? Oh, because it's a background. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Technology, folks. Technology. It makes your life easier.
Good thing I actually have an 11.
Wow. And it didn't populate like it should have. So that sucks. Okay. Well, give me a sec.
You want us to try rolling again?
Nope. I can just do it by hand. It's all right.
I didn't think so because I didn't think Roll20 was going to associate anything.
No, it normally does because the tokens are associated with the character sheets.
But the turn order wasn't open yet.
That's probably exactly what it was.
Hmm.
Yep.
You can re-roll
Nah.
because it doesn't.
I'm just going to put you in. Oh, there we go. So I got Alina at a 16. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Pinball at a 10.
Mine would actually be 11 because of my
11.
modular skill.
40. What was yours?
8.
8. Marius, 13.
Yes.
Yes. And then GM got a 10. All right.
I finally go twice.
Yeah, don't worry about the 0 one. Okay,
That's the
so
question.
we are starting with Alina then. So I describe the situation. It's like the only real threat that you see right now, this moment, is the husband with the grenade in his hand.
I think the threat I see is pinball, to be honest.
Well, yes, pinball also looks like a threat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to be standing there surprised for the moment. I'm taking the surprise round to be surprised. And what the hell?
Okay.
Taking it in. I'm just
Perfect.
Sure. Yeah, you stand there. So
That's fair.
Marius.
So I'm just gonna go to pinball, and I'm like, I wasn't serious. I was trying to intimidate them.
Should have chose your words more carefully.
Clearly, I have lots to learn. And
Say what you mean what you say.
yeah, I guess, yeah. Okay, so that's on me. I'm sorry, and I'll apologize to the man. I'm sorry about your wife.
Oh no, I have to shoot him in the head now too.
All right, so you start talking to the man then.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and talk him down.
So it's 3 seconds. So what can you say in 3 seconds?
For the love of God, put the grenade down. Don't make my friend kill you. Don't make my acquaintance kill you.
Okay. Okay, so that's a skill roll. Go ahead. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, come on.
This is difficult because he's in shock. Not that he's not wanting to comply. He's just in shock.
What does he have to be shocked about? Come on.
Oh, you
So
make it.
I got a
Yeah.
16.
15 is what you needed. He looks over at you, looking dumbly, and he looks at you and says, huh? Because that's all he can do in 3 seconds. Pinball.
I suppose pinball will allow the diplomacy to work. It merely will try to take the grenade from the individual.
Okay. You walk over, and he doesn't resist as you just kind of take the grenade out of his hand. On his turn at 10, he kind of stares down at his hand. He looks at you. He looks at his dead wife. He looks over at his teenage daughter and probably 10-year-old son. And then he says, we're free! We're free! He scoops down, grabs the 10-year-old, grabs the back of the teen girl's, like the back of her shirt, and he starts running out of the exit.
He didn't even have a baby. I don't understand what this was. This is like that scene in Men in Black where little Susie takes one right between the eyes.
Yeah, so everyone else like pauses for a minute, notice that no more bullets are flying, and they're like 15, 16, and just trade goes on. You feel hot breath on the back of your neck, Pinball, as you turn around, and Ollivander is there. His hair is a bright, menacing red. He says, clean up on aisle 2, Pinball.
Got some organs for sale.
That's true. That's true.
Do we got a harvester in the building?
Wait, wasn't that guy complaining? Another guy complaining about his spleen? Now we have one.
Right. So you've got a headless corpse of a woman here. The
Avoided
vendor,
everything that was important.
the vendor that was selling things like baby formula and diapers and very domestic stuff, looks down at his blood splattered product, looks over at the cash that the woman threw him for the diapers. He's like, meh, pockets it.
Seems right. And I got a free grenade out of it. Does it look like it's an actual grenade?
Yes, it is a grenade.
I attach it to my harness, I guess.
Old style, yeah, it's frag grenade. He hadn't pulled the pin or anything. Yeah.
So I go looking for somebody. I'm like, 40, help me out here. I gotta find somebody that's wanting to buy a body.
A headless
Bathroom,
body.
keep an eye on the zombie while he cleans up and interrogate him about this bag that I'm holding.
right.
Fine. I'll start cleaning up. Where's the mop? I need some bleach.
Ollivander points you at the little janitor's closet. He's like, just move the body, dispose of it, please. Yeah. We're. He puts a hand on your back. He's about to say something. He's like, "Are you okay, Pinball?" No. Look in my eyes, Pinball.
Does not look in the eyes.
Are you okay?
No, boss. I actually missed. I meant to shoot him in the head, not her.
Okay. Table flip. Done. Just clean it up, Pinball. We'll talk.
It's not my
later.
first time moving a body.
Here. He fishes around in his pocket and pulls out a sandwich in a little plastic, wax wrap. Have a ham sandwich, Pinball. Just no.
The grenade. He had a grenade.
You eat the sandwich first, Pinball. Okay, just calm down.
Grenades are bad for business.
Listen to me. You eat the sandwich, Pinball. Nice ham sandwich. Then you get rid of the body, Pinball. Maybe. Hey, Marius. Could you go to table 5 over there and get a canvas? Not the see-through canvas, Marius. No, Marius. The black one, Marius. The one that will hide a body, Marius. Yeah, just throw it over. Just throw it over this lady, please. Thank. Yeah, just step right over that body, sir. Go where he is open. I assure you, the salesman is open. Step over the body, sir. There you go. You got a little something on your shoe there. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Grenades are bad for business. As I mutter, as I
40, you look for the guy, wondering about the thing that you've got in your hand there, and you don't see him at first, and then you see that there are 3. Actually, you have the skill human. What's it called? Human, is it human perception? I forget what it's called in this one.
Human perception.
Make me that roll. Oh wow. Okay. There are 3 men that are trying very hard to not look like the soldiers that they are. Keep in mind that there is a military base just to the north a bit off of one of the little islands up here. So having soldiers in the area is not an unusual occurrence. They're not police, mind you. Totally different thing.
And
There's so there's 3 of them chatting the guy up. And you can see they're kind of pushing him slowly so that he's not in the middle of everything where everyone can see him. They're kind of maneuvering him to one of the dark areas of the mall here because it's not all lit up great. So what do you want to do about that, 40?
Dash over, link my arm with them. Hey, honey. Old friends of yours?
Hey, Marius, why don't you help a guy out? And one of the soldiers, before you can get around him, he puts a hand out, like
Not
kind of just
Marius.
stops you, says, "Look, we don't want any trouble here. This man has, he's done some things that he shouldn't have, and we have a warrant for his arrest."
How close is the side door?
A few steps to the left. They were kind of trying to maneuver him out. Look, we don't want to fuss. We're just going to take Mr. Steed here. You can continue on with whatever it is you're doing here.
I'll hold up the bag. He had this on him, tried to pass it off.
Oh, his eyes go really wide. Guy takes it.
I will open the door, thank them for coming, invite them. back if they have.
Yeah, the guys have hats on. They like tip it like thanks. And the guy, the Mr. Steed, as he was called, staring at you like, what? Pull him out. Okay, yeah. So some guys in the military just took away your very agitated businessman.
Should have been more forthcoming.
Marius, you're finished throwing a tarp over the body as Pinball is taking a few bites out of a very delicious ham sandwich. Got pimentos in it. Good stuff.
Is there any to share?
Boss says I'm to eat this ham sandwich. I can't share.
Oh,
15.
fine.
Pinball is oddly literal. 40. So you wish him a good night as you close the emergency door behind him. Yeah.
Can avoid any more gunfire this evening.
Oh, you say that now, but when you need somebody shot, you'll be like, "Oh, Pinball, shoot him!"
As long as we avoid any more exploding grenades, I think we'll be okay.
All explosions are bad for business. It's just a spectrum.
Right. Single bullets, probably we can work through. Explosions, on the bad end of the spectrum.
I stopped the explosion. People are complaining. Kept it to the small end as I'm dragging off a body after
it's just leaving a blood trail behind it.
Not just a body, an innocent body in the situation.
There is no innocence in.
I mean, how innocent can a body be when they were threatening to gut someone with a stiletto knife? I mean,
she didn't even have a baby.
If you're in Night City, you're not innocent.
I have so much to learn.
Life is cheap.
So when people start, like what happened? Ollivander's like, stage show's over, folks. Just mind your business. All taken care of. Everything's fine. Pinball, move faster.
Pinball, eat the sandwich. Pinball, move the body. Pinball, move faster. Pinball moves faster.
All right. Everything seems to be going as normal. Even your gang member from the Piranha seems to be really happy. He somehow got a hold of a shopping cart from somewhere, and he's got it filled with. He's got like a pony keg in there. He's got some old style wine bottles.
Well, it used to be this woman and her husband and kids had the shopping cart, but then they just left it.
It's just left behind. He's got a roll of drug tabs, kind of just hanging off the end there. He sees Marius and Alina. He's like, all right, the party will roll on forever.
I'll just give him the thumbs up, and under my breath, I'll be like, asshole.
The rest of the night goes on pretty uneventfully. I mean, Pinball, what do you do with the body? There's no protocol for this.
So, first of all, I put it in the small closet that was originally directed to. But knowing that there's a shelf life on the goods, I quickly go to find a potential buyer. This is where people buy things. I mean, it's a little bit harder than what they usually deal in this area. But, this is where somebody would at least know somebody.
I tell you what, you get a hold of your other roommate, Laszlo, who's a paramedic, and he knows some people that would deal in body parts, and he arranges a pickup. We'll do it that way.
Can I ask a question? So we're selling the body. How do we divvy up the profits, right? Like, is it equal? Everyone gets equal portions regardless of their.
That goes to Oleander, so Pinball keeps his job.
Well, that's what I'm trying to wonder. Do we get a share of the profits, or do we have to give it all to Ollivander?
Oh, well, that's actually a question of how Ollivander gets paid for the night market in general, because this probably falls under basic night market procedure where he probably gets a kickback of what, 10% or something?
Yeah. So the people that you contact are used to this sort of thing. It's like, yeah, they'll deposit funds into the right account. Whether or not you get paid, meh, but they'll take care of the body.
Can we at least? Is it too uncivilized to at least like toss the body?
Oh, yeah.
Go through some pockets and things like
Yeah,
that.
Marius, if you want to go
Oh,
through some
loot, yeah.
pockets, yeah.
Of course you
Yeah.
gotta loot it first.
Right.
You find,
You're selling the body, not the contents of their pockets.
yeah, I mean, you find some keys. Did not have a purse on her, but she had a money clip. It's currency's pretty much. Actually, you know what? I didn't. I don't know if in 2045 they've gone to an all digital currency or not. I'm going to say not because
I
of how
believe they
tech
have
has
not.
kind of come down. So yeah, I mean, got a clip of money that she was probably expecting to spend on a few household goods here and there. So got all that. Got a key. Looks like a key to an apartment, maybe even a house. Hard to tell. And then some really odd things. You've got keys to handcuffs. There's keys to like padlocks.
So she into some kinky shit. I like it. But we can't go back to her house because her husband's going to be there, and he's got grenades. If he's got one, he's got 10.
You find some IDs. Same photo and all the IDs, different names, different addresses.
I'm gonna put those back. I don't want to get caught with those and get involved in that. But I didn't see any money.
Yes, you did. I see. Yeah, you didn't see any money.
Okay. If that's fair. Is it like a small fortune, or is it just
No,
lunch for the gang?
Yeah, it's a few hundred EB. No, not a ton.
So that's lunch for us. We're gonna eat well tonight. I'm gonna share it. We're all gonna benefit from it, and we'll buy Pinball some soap to wash the blood off his hands from moving the body.
So Pinball, the people relieve you of the body, put it on cold storage pretty quick, and they tell you, yeah, we'll send the funds to Ollivander. You get a cut, but hey, here, have some of these. Throws you a roll of tissues. It's like it works really well on the blood. Comes right off.
I mean, normally I only get bloody when I have to move the bodies, and just start wiping off the hands.
Yeah, blood comes right off. Yeah, they work really well.
Wow, what you call these things?
Wet naps.
Wet naps. Like Mama used to use
back in the day. So when they're hauling out everything out, so they came through the back entrance. You see that there's several cars parked back here. You see tail end of a military jeep taking off. So I don't think Marius informed you not Marius. 40 informed anybody of that. But you see a military jeep taking off. There's a couple guys in the back, and they seem to be restraining somebody in the middle. Probably get a good enough look, Pinball, that it's the guy that had the weird package. Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's that guy. But I'm not supposed to shoot them, so I guess they're off free. All right. They getting off scot-free. I mean, I guess I take down the plate number or try to remember it as best I can, but that's about it. I'm sure it's like a barcode or something.
Okay. I mean, you're able to get down the numbers. Now they just got classical numbers on it. So the rest of the night is pretty uneventful in here. I mean, there are a few other fights that you're able to diffuse. Nothing we need to get too much into. Now, here's the thing, though. So this is a night market. You guys have some cash on you. Is there anything that you wanted to buy that was on the restricted list that you would need to buy at something like a night market?
Let's see.
Time to look at the book. Let's have a look.
I mean, cybernetics, depending.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to still find a doc to put him in, but yeah.
That's what we got Laszlo for, right?
Well, I guess in this
500 isn't that much to even get stuff to the
Depends if he took surgery or not.
Yeah, but you can also make a deal. You can maybe get Ollivander to float you your next your paycheck. I mean, just if there's anything that you're looking at buying, let me know.
Let's have a
If
look.
that is on the list of prohibited stuff.
Where is prohibited items listed?
They all have a code as to like whether they're common items or they're. Let's see, how do they do it in this? Give me just a second.
Because it depends on which sort of stuff you're looking at as to whether or not they have things like that. Like you're just looking for items versus cyber stuff versus.
Yeah, I don't think
page
there's.
100 is the main gear list,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it doesn't list whether or not it's. But I don't know if anyone cares about the main gear items.
Oh yeah. So when it says premium, that's what that is. A premium item you have to buy at something like the night market. You can't buy.
Oh,
Just...
grapple gun. Anyone want a grapple gun?
I mean, all sorts of guns. Yes.
Oh, your virtuality goggles would be premium.
Let's see.
You guys might be useful to get something like radio communicators. You can send texts to each other.
I mean, we do have our agents, though, don't we? Which should have that ability to at least call each other like on a phone.
So what I've been able to buy stuff from this during the character creation, I brought a tech tool, which I didn't realize premium at the time. Would that still be from my thing?
Well, I said that everybody can have one nice piece of gear. So if that was your nice piece of gear, then you could have had it. Yeah.
Cool.
What page is it on?
If you want to look after the game before our next one, that's fine. We can just say that you do some shopping. If you're a little short, Ollivander will float you your next paycheck or part of it, whatever you might need. So we don't have to do a shopping episode right now, but you could have picked up something here if you want to.
Let's see. Because I feel the need, I already have one, but I'm going to buy a couple extra disposable cell phones.
Okay.
Let's see. And what do we have for grapple gun, radios, communicator, earpiece, 1 mile range. Buy one of those too.
Okay. And again,
Radio
you don't have to decide now. We can just say whatever you can afford or get loaned for.
I need to get a heck of a loan.
Yeah, during this time. What are you looking at?
Tech scanner.
A tech scanner?
1,000.
Well, I mean, you would have gotten another 500 for tonight working.
Yeah, and that means I can't get anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick up a radio communicator. I recommend other people do as well.
Okay. Well, let's just move on to this again. You guys can look at the gear list later on. So
someone then get me a lockpicking set if I'm spending 1,000 EVs on a freaking tech thing.
Everyone is starting to. They had a good night. Everyone's starting to pack up and file out. Most of the last few people that are straggling in are just making last minute haggles deals with, so that the vendors don't have to take home quite as much. They're getting a little better deals off of it. Everything's packed up. Ollivander comes out, gives each of you an extra 200. That's your share for the body.
Woo! Pays for the stuff I just bought.
And says, look, fellas, again, we want to disarm the situation, preferably without murder. Okay? Are we clear? Pinball?
Boss, I was just following through with the threat that was established.
Maybe start at a lower threat level next time.
Hey, I point to who was it? Marius or
Marius.
Yeah.
I point at Marius. It was him. He said, "Drop it, or we shoot you in the head." I shot her in the head. I kind of missed the person I was intending to shoot in the head, but I shot her in the head.
All
Like
Ollivander looks.
this threat was established.
Ollivander looks
definitely-
over at Marius. It's like, I thought you were the one with the head on your shoulders.
I hang my head in shame, and I can't look at Ollivander in the eyes.
I mean, we can't be seen as weak, right, boss?
Preferably, we don't want to be seen at all. You understand what I'm saying here?
Oh, it's good for business. Good for business. They'll tell nobody should start shit in the night market, otherwise they get shot in the head.
Right. Okay. Well, we're packing up now. I'll send you a message when the next market opens up. Okay. Just take what I said to heart. Open up with a lower threat level. Open lower. We can always
I mean,
escalate.
They should say, or we punch you in the face. I can do that. I got fist as well, guys.
Marius, are you taking a note, Marius?
I sheepishly
Punch
look
in the
up.
face, good opener. Good opener. Shoot you in the face, not a good opener, Marius.
I mean, it's hard to escalate from there. It's gradual progressions.
You gotta
I'll do
give
better
a
next time.
little gradation in there. You understand? Give him a little. Okay.
Yes, boss.
All right.
But boss, one thing. That guy with the army, what was that all about?
He shrugs. No. He was on the list, so he was an invitee.
Oh, maybe disinvite him, I guess.
Well, if he's hanging out with soldiers, maybe so, yes. Look, fellas, it's been a long night, and I haven't even started drinking myself yet. So I'm going to bid you good night. I'm going to crack that first beer. You have a good night. Turn the
See you in
lights
a
off
month.
as you leave.
Okay. Yes, boss.
So you're the last. Not nearly the last. Some of Ollivander's crew has already started drinking too, and they're kind of hanging out. You're looking around the parking lot. There is one like Winnebago that's still out in the parking lot. It's got no plates on it. This looks like it was racked with gunfire. And it's the only vehicle that's still around.
Hey, Elena, see that?
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a Finders Keepers.
Oh, let's go check it out first. Cover me, I say, tweeting what's going to happen. I'm going to go over to the car and knock on the window.
Which side? Driver's side, passenger side?
Yeah, driver's side.
Driver's side. Windows are tinted up, so you can't really see inside very well, but enough to see that there's somebody behind the wheel. And they're kind of slumped over against the window. So you thump. You tap.
Yeah.
There's no response. What are the rest of you guys doing? Alina's at the driver's side. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, my skills dumped back into perception, and I got my head on a swivel to cover Alina like she asked.
Okay. So you're being very aware. Marius, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna hang back. The last time I got up in front in a situation, it didn't end well. So now I'm doubting my skills and abilities.
All right. And 40.
Staying behind pinball. That's the only
Staying
thing.
behind pinball. Okay. So very good.
Don't
All right,
worry,
so
he bounces about, so nowhere.
So you
safe
said you're
around
covering
pinball.
Elena. So you guys are basically on the driver's side as well. So you got to view the driver's side. So Elena, there's no response. There is obviously someone in the seat.
Sir, do you need help? I'm going to open the door
There's no
for
response.
a moment.
Are the bullet holes also in the cab area, not just body?
No, the bullet holes aren't near the front at all. They're mostly around the back, like someone took pot shots as they were leaving.
Okay, I go to open the door. If it's locked, I'm going to pop the lock.
It's not locked. You open the door.
It's easy to open them.
Body slumps out. It is the husband to the wife you didn't kill. His throat has been cut all the way across. Front of the shirt, inside of the driver's dash, just covered in blood. The two kids, you look over, they're dead in the back as well.
Yeah, Alina sees some stuff, but there's a level. There's a level.
Yep. And there is an open box of Pampers on the passenger side with looks like somebody ripped the top off. The Pampers went flying all over the car. Box has been upside down.
Well,
I look at the guys.
more bodies to sell. Do you want the vehicle or not?
The keys are actually in his hand. He didn't quite make it to the ignition.
Well, yeah, I'm interested in the car. So let's not rush to throw things away.
It's like barely used. What's a little blood? Just take it to the car wash. It's fine.
A couple of bullet holes. It's fine. Yeah.
Hey,
And also, we've got diapers to sell too. No one's used
There's
them.
specialists for this.
Yep. So when he opens the door, Marius, Pinball, and 40, you all see the man kind of just loll out onto the pavement.
Pinball, did you do this?
Check my
Valid
sword.
question.
Check my sword. Nope. I don't got that kind of blade.
Oh, that's good enough for me.
Besides, I was cleaning up the body at the scene. Would it be possible to do some deduction to try to see how soon this happened? How recently? We gotta.
Do you have any first aid, medical, anything that will tell you how long a body's been dead?
I actually believe there is a particular skill for this, which is
Paramedic.
no. Education,
deduction,
criminology, and
criminology.
I believe it's criminology.
I don't know
Or
the skills well enough.
yeah. It's one awareness, perception. Yes, acting. No. Wardrobe. I think it's criminology.
Yeah, criminology would work. First aid would work.
What's first aid under?
Technique skills. Yeah.
Everybody has at least two in first aid.
I've got really good first aid.
Yeah. So anybody that wants to go closer to the body to really to check the car itself,
deduction.
Go
That's
ahead
the
and roll.
skill. Deduction.
Yeah, that would work too.
I
will accept any of those rolls.
I'll give it a good old deduction skill.
Okay.
15, not bad.
Okay, 15 is what I was looking for. It's difficult for the deduction. Deduction tells you you play a lot of video games, right? Okay, so they're
graphically realistic.
You played a few like 007 spy thriller kind of things, and you think this was a dead drop. You think there was something in that box. More than the Pampers that were scattered everywhere. The other things that you notice is that there are several bottles filled with a yellow substance. You're thinking it's probably urine. The woman in the van likely wasn't the wife. Likely abducted the family that was in this car.
And used that to get Yep, 11. 11.
Yep. Is anybody else rolling? And what are you rolling if so?
I rolled a 16 on first aid.
On first aid.
Because I'm right there and the bodies are pretty much
okay. So yeah, you can tell from the general blood loss, lividity, the body, that sort of thing. Fits. I mean, she must have killed the family shortly after leaving the building.
Just
and it was done with a blade. It was done with a very, very sharp blade, maybe even a scalpel. If you want to look over the kids in the back, same thing. Although they were bound, like arms bound.
Get back inside the.
Sorry, 40. Say that again.
Can I get back inside the mall?
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what this thing was that all the fight's over now.
Okay, so you're, like I said, you're nearly the last people out. So the vendor's gone. Ollivander's gone. Some of his crew's still hanging around, basically just drinking some beers.
All right, Ash, see if anybody knows who he is, where to find him.
Pat, guy that sells the baby stuff. Yeah, he's a regular. I mean, baby formula, baby toys. I mean, he sells those stupid ham puppets and all kinds of things. He's here pretty regular. I guess you guys missed him last time. Was he around last time? He not have been here last time. Yeah, he's a regular. It's Patrick.
Well, I got a tip he might have given some tainted goods. Right,
Yeah, you're making it funny, right? Because he sells diapers, tainted good. Yeah, you're funny, man. You're funny. You're funny.
Do you know where he hangs out?
Ollivander's probably got a contact. I mean, he gets a hold of the vendors to tell them where to meet. I'm sure Ollivander would know. You have Ollivander's, like, you can reach Ollivander. You have a number.
Trying to avoid it, but all right, yeah, I'll do that. Just getting it, drinking coffee now.
Yes, they hand over a beer. Hey, you working on any new tunes? That thing that you had last time you were showing us, that thing with a lot of bass, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got another one like it.
You play the new stuff.
Yep.
Back in the car. So yeah, car, it smells bad. I mean, like, you got that copper stench of fresh blood everywhere.
So, Elena, want to check it for explosives?
I can do it. Think that I doubt it, but I can check. Yes. Check over the car, see, make sure it still works fine.
Give me just a basic tech roll.
Okay, I look under technique for basic tech. There we go. I have to really blow to blow it. Yep. 23.
23. Okay. You needed a 15. So that's 8. Okay. Roll me a d10.
Right. There are 8 bombs.
Okay. You find a timer that has 16 seconds left on it.
That's plenty of time. Do you want to do a listeners roll?
What do you want to do? Do you want to run, or do you want to try and disarm
Demolitions.
it? Demolitions. Go ahead. Yeah. You have 16 seconds.
Also, not
here's how it's going to work. Here's how it's
else.
going to work. If you fail, the number you fail by is how many seconds it takes you.
Okay, cool. Let's fail. Come on, 1. Come on, 1. Speaking of numbers, 15. Oh, damn it.
Okay. That is a failure.
Oh, it is.
I wanted a 17 as a professional. Person who did this was a professional. 2 seconds off the clock.
That's one round. You got
Now, hold on. Round. Alina at this point hasn't said anything to anyone. She just started to try and disconnect the thing. So what you do learn from this, Alina, it's not a bomb. The thing is rigged to basically cause an electrical fire that will ignite the tank and will basically burn out the interior of this car, getting rid of all evidence.
Waste of a car.
Oh, that's even easier to take care of. We just need to dampen the
16 seconds. What are you doing, Alina? So you can't re-roll unless you significantly change the odds of what you're doing somehow.
Sebastian, chew that wire there so the circuit doesn't go through.
Okay.
Putting the rat at risk.
Yeah.
He's already at risk. He's with me.
Okay.
Yeah, Sebastian just has to chew the wire. There's no spark. Nothing.
Okay, so I will say that's worth a re-roll, but the same thing is going to happen. Is however much you fail by, if you fail, is how many more seconds off the clock. I'm going to say it took at least a sec. Let's say it took at least 2 seconds for you to tell.
May I say something?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Something that I forgot about earlier is luck stat. You can use your luck stat to add to roll.
Yes. But you have to use your luck before you roll. You can't do it after. So yeah, if you want to pad the next roll with your luck, you can.
I mean, I would have earlier, but
Michael,
I forgot. I forgot about it.
Michael raised his hand.
Oops. No, I didn't actually mean to. I was trying to check what it was doing.
Michael, did you have a question? Sorry.
How often does luck reset? Is what my question was.
Oh, it resets at the beginning of each session.
Okay.
I was trying to check the details.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Level. No, I got no levels in demolition.
Well, at this point, you're forewarned because you know how difficult it is to do it.
Okay.
So spending luck would make sense at this point. I'm going to say it took
how
2
does that
seconds.
work? How does luck work?
Just however much luck you want to blow adds to your roll directly.
It's 1-to-1 bonus.
Okay. Well, given that it's the end of the session, pretty much, I'm looking at the time. If I go to 0 luck, does it matter?
No.
No. Okay, well, I might as well blow all 7 points then, because this is
sure. You can still flub the roll though, so go ahead and give us the roll.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Okay, right, now I'm going to push it. So that's +7. I don't know if there's any way of saying. No, I don't think so.
That's right.
Not without editing the skill to put it in.
20. So that'll be 20.
Okay, you got it.
Good use of luck.
Your drone gets the right wire, stops it. Your rat gets the right wire. The seconds count down on the timer. It does not cause the electrical fire. You stop that from happening. 40 comes out after a little bit, having a beer in her hand. Hey, they liked your stuff.
I'll pass the beer to somebody else.
So we'll end there as you're in the parking lot with the Winnebago full of dead bodies.
And I'm on the phone to the people we sold the first body to. I got some more for you.
You call them back?
These have been out a bit longer. They've gone off a bit more.
Yeah, it has been longer. So it was a couple of hours. Actually, it was several hours ago because this happened at the beginning. Several hours went by, so likely the organs aren't worth anything at this point. But you can call still. I mean, maybe they can.
I'm like, oh man, they're no good anymore. It's outside the window of freshness. Well, what about the dog kibble?
Yeah, it's like we could turn them into kibble. It's all right. So you're making this conversation over the phone then, as you're trying to figure out if they'll come and take some expired bodies. And we'll end there with the first session of our Cyberpunk Red. I'm calling the story arc Choom. Right. So I think Jameis, you're the only one that's got anything else going on internet wise. So what's going on with your blog? Anything?
Yep, still getting updates is happening. There's still. I just recently reviewed one of the old classic New Zealand films, Bad Taste, way back in the very first start of Peter Jackson's career.
Nice. Kelly, did you have anything that you do online, blog, anything that you do out there in the social media worlds?
I'm sorry to disappoint, but I have no footprint or anything like that. So
you are joining Steven with your anonymity on the internet.
I don't even come up in my own Google searches.
Yes, Steven is an AI, really. Michael, how about yourself? You got a blog or any other site that you promote out there?
Nope, just our Discord.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that first run in Cyberpunk Red. So this will be an every other Saturday thing, opposite my Goodman Game stream. Just sign off, Michael, Jameis, Kelly, and Steven, and we will be joined by Richard, hopefully, next time. Say goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching out there.
Cheers.
Thank you.